Good evening and welcome back to Prime of My Life. It's Friday evening. I am puppy sitting again while Kathleen's working on a late. And this evening we are talking budgeting. Not so much what I'm budgeting, but how I'm going to budget. Because, as I'm sure most of you will have realised over the past couple of years, I am utterly useless at budgeting. It's not something that enters my head. I just go and get what needs to be got, see what I've got left, etc., etc. So, what I am looking to do this weekend is make myself a spreadsheet. I'm relatively okay at doing them. I can put in basic formulas, etc., etc. And what I want to do is I want to make myself a budgeting spreadsheet, not so much of what I've spent, but why I've spent it. And that to me makes sense. Because there's an awful lot of things that I don't need, that I buy because I want, or because I'm used to having them, or because I just think I should, or mainly because I want them. What can I say? But I would say in the next 6 months, I want to heftily cut down on my spending. And the easiest way to do that is by recording what you spend. Now, I've tried a couple of apps on my phone just now, and they're really not what I'm looking for. So I'd rather just take notes on my phone itself and put it in my spreadsheet at the end of the day or at the end of a week or whatever. Because, to be honest, a lot of my spreadsheets are done on pencil and paper. Pencil so I can rub them out. I don't use pen and paper when it comes to numbers. Words, I'm happy with. Numbers, I need pencil. But I'm just thinking there's so many ways I can still cut my costs. And I'm quite sure there's so many ways I can not need something. And I just need to acknowledge to myself that I don't need it. And that way we can be budgeting properly. So what I want to do is I want to get a spreadsheet with what I've got coming in, what I've got going out in the basics, like my mortgage, my electricity, my petrol, my broadband, things like that. The things that have to be paid for, they go in one column. And then in the other column, there is the things that I have bought that I really should be justifying to myself. As in, why did you spend that? Did you need that? Did you need it now? Is it that one you actually meant? Or is it that one that you actually had to get? I was looking at something recently that said, bed linen is seemingly becoming the big luxury item. And I was like, bed linen, I quite like bed linen. Don't get me wrong, I don't have any decent bed linen. The last decent bed linen I had was Mum and Dad's big super king size stuff that we just put to the charity shop. And it was Dorma, I have to say, it lasted for years. So I thought, I'm going to have a look at Dunelm and see what's in Dorma. And I found this beautiful quilt cover. And I was like, that's really lovely. It was dark and jewelled and whatever. And I'd looked at the, quilt cover sets and I put Dorma in, and it was like the last one on the list, and it was just to die for. It was all jewelled colours and, really sort of luxurious looking. And of course it was last on the list, so it was so expensive. And I was like, I'm sorry, over £100 for a quilt cover set? Are you having a laugh? Now, years ago, and even to some point in my brain recently, I've been, that was Dorma, that was Mum and Dad. They had it for like 20 years. I still can't justify paying over £100 right now. I don't have £100 to put on bedding. Because, all right, it'll last 20 years. The cheap stuff out of Asda's will last 5, and you can get a bedding set for a tenner. 4 tens is 40 quid, not 100. You know, and that I think is where the problem comes in, is that for many of us, this, I think, what was the thing that they put about the boots? You know, you buy the cheap boots and you have to buy 5 pairs in the same time it takes you to buy 1 pair of good quality boots. It's getting the money together for those good quality boots. That's the problem. It's like Mandy and I were talking about, you know, you always got your first wage packet in a new job to keep. You never had to put into the house for your first wage packet for a new job, because you had to buy boots, aprons, tools, whatever. You had to buy specific things. Now, obviously, my dad was a mechanic. So for me, it was like you had to have steel toe cap boots. You can't buy the really expensive ones because you've only got your first wage packet. You've got to pay your rent, your electricity, blah, 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 blah. But Dad still had to have steel toe cap boots, and he had to keep having them. And I remember he got 1 pair that lasted a long, long time. I don't know why he managed to get 1 pair, but I do remember the cheap pairs that he had before that, and trying to hold them together. My dad was really good with duct tape. And what was the Hammerite paint? He was really good with them. So yeah, this is the thing that I'm going to do this weekend. I want to get myself set up. I want to make myself like a spreadsheet book on my computer where it's like, yeah, this is what you have to put out. This is what you've paid out this week and then this month. And everything will have notes for justify it. You have to justify it, because if you don't need it, then I don't need to buy it. So yeah, wish me luck. As I say, my budgeting is normally really, really bad. So I'm hoping that putting this in and having to fill this in every week will help get my mindset into the, oh yeah, it'll be fine. And I'll just get that now rather than wait. I need to stop doing that. So yeah, that's my cunning plan for this evening. So I hope you've had a lovely Friday. You're all ready for a fabulous weekend. And I will catch you later.